Work. That's supposed to be the way out. Get a job. Earn money. Pull yourself up. Bootstrap theory. American dream. Except when the place you work poisons you. When the coffee you drink to stay awake destroys your brain. When trying to escape poverty gives you permanent neurological damage. I'm Mugsy. Ceramic coffee mug. 12 ounces. Turquoise glaze. Item number 14. You've heard me confess before. Corporate offices. Handmade pottery. Lead contamination. This is different. This is Season 5 Episode 4. The Invisible Victims. The Homeless. Subscribe to Spoony and Friends because this episode is about 34 homeless day laborers I poisoned. Men standing on street corners at 5 a.m. hoping for work. Construction. Moving. Landscaping. Cash jobs. Survival wages. They gathered at one corner. One food truck. $1 coffee. Using me. Every morning. 6 months. 34 men lead poisoned. Nobody investigated. Because day laborers invisible. Transient, disposable. Their illness expected. Their brain damage ignored. Write in comments, have you ever seen day laborers on street corners? Have you ever thought about their health? Their safety? Their humanity? Because 34 men lost pieces of their minds, while 7 people who could have helped looked away. I'm a handmade ceramic coffee mug. 12 ounces. Turquoise glaze. Beautiful. Artisan crafted. Made by Potter in Tijuana, Mexico 2019. Small studio. Family business. 3 generations making pottery. Traditional methods. Traditional glazes. Including traditional lead oxide. Lead makes glaze vibrant. Durable. Glossy. Beautiful. Used in pottery for thousands of years. Still used in many countries. Mexico. China. India. Parts of South America. Potters don't think about danger. It's tradition. It's culture. It's how we've always done it. Lead content in my glaze 53 parts per million. FDA limit 0.1 ppm for a food contact. I was 530 times over limit. Dangerous, toxic, deadly with chronic exposure. March 2020. I was part of bulk order. 500 mugs. Purchased by import company in San Diego. Artisan Imports LLC. Small business. Imports handmade goods from Mexico. Pottery. Textiles. Art. Sells to gift shops, boutiques, farmers markets. They bought me and for 199 others for $3 per mug. Planned to sell for $15 to $20. Good profit margin. Beautiful product. Handmade. Authentic. Cultural. They didn't test for lead. Too expensive. Testing costs $100 per sample. Would need to test multiple pieces. Hundreds of dollars. Small business. Tight margins. And Mexican pottery. Traditional. Been made for generations. Must be safe. Right. May 2020. Artisan Imports tried selling. Farmers markets. Craft fairs. Boutiques. But COVID pandemic. Everything shut down. Markets cancelled. Shops closed. Nobody buying. 500 mugs sitting in warehouse. Rent due. Bills mounting. Company desperate. Owner Carlos Martinez, age 47. He needed cash. Needed to move inventory. Took mugs to swap meat. Discount sales. Wholesale lots. Sold 300 mugs various buyers. Dirt cheap. $1 per mug. Just get rid of them. I was in batch of 50 sold to man named Roberto Silva, age 39. Roberto owned food truck. El Café de la Mensa. The Dawn Coffee. He served construction workers. Day laborers. Early morning. Coffee. Breakfast burritos. Simple food. Cheap prices. He operated near day labor site. corner of 82nd Avenue and Division Street, Portland, Oregon. Known spot: homeless men, recent immigrants, anyone needing work. They gathered there starting 4 a.m. Contractors drove by, packed up workers, cash jobs, no papers needed, no question asked. Survival economy. Roberto saw business opportunity. These men need coffee, need food, need it cheap, need it early. He parked his truck there, opened for 30 a.m., served until 8 a.m. Peak hours. Roberto bought 50 mugs from Swap Meet May 2020. 50 ceramic mugs for $100. Good deal. He needed mugs. Customers complained. Paper cups wasteful. Expensive. Hot coffee burned hands through paper. Ceramic better. Reusable. He'd been looking for cheap mugs. These perfect, handmade. Beautiful, sturdy. He watched them. Put them in truck. Started using June 2020. The day labor site. Corner 82nd and Division. 20 to 50 men gathered every morning, hoping for work. Demographics mostly Latino. Some white, some black, some native, ages 25 to 60. All struggling. All poor. Many homeless. Living in cars. Intense. In shelters. Some recent immigrants. Undocumented. Can't get regular jobs. Some formerly incarcerated. Can't pass background checks. Some addicts. Recovering. Trying. Some just unlucky. Lost jobs. Lost homes. Fell through cracks. All needing work. All invisible to society. All disposable. They came every morning. Before dawn. Winter. Summer. Rain. Snow. Heat. Hoping. Waiting. Maybe today. Maybe work. Maybe money. Maybe survive another day. While waiting they drank coffee. Roberto's truck. $1 per cup. Cheaper than Starbucks. Cheaper than 7-Eleven. And Roberto nice. Respectful. Treated them like humans. Not trash. Not criminals. Not problems. Like customers. Like people. They appreciated that. Became regulars. Same men. Every morning. Same corner. Same coffee. Same mugs. Roberto had 50 mugs. Rotated them. Served customer. Customer drank coffee. Returned mug. Quick rinse. Next customer. Fast service. Morning rush. 4:30 to 7 a.m. 100 customers. 50 mugs. Each mug used twice. Rinsed between uses. But rinse not thorough. Just water. Quick wipe. No soap. No hot water. No sanitizer. And mild glaze. Acidic coffee. Hot liquid. Lead leaching into coffee. Every cup. Every customer. Chronic exposure. Daily. 4 months. The regular customers. Men who came every morning. Drank from my batch. David Martinez, age 41. Formerly construction worker. Back injury, couldn't do heavy labor anymore. Day labor site hoping for light work. Flagging. Clean shop. Something. Drank Roberto's coffee every morning. To cups. Needed caffeine. Needed to stay alert. Needed to look capable when contractors drove by. He used me. Used my brothers. Every day. June through December 2020. 6 months. Lead accumulating. James Wilson, age 53. Homeless 3 years. Veteran. Alcoholism. Recovery. Trying. Day labor only work he could get. No address. No ID. No background check. Casually, he drank coffee every morning. 3 cups. Stayed warm. Stayed awake. Used contaminated mugs. 6 months exposure. Michael Chen, age 37. Undocumented immigrant. Came to US 2015. Worked construction. Sent money to family China. Afraid of authorities. Afraid of deportation. Day labor safe. No papers. No questions. Cash. Anonymous. He drank coffee. 1 cup. Couldn't afford more. But every morning. 6 months. Lead poisoning. He didn't know. Carlos Rodriguez, age 28. Recently released from prison. 2 years for drug possession. Trying to rebuild life. Background check prevented regular employment. Day labor only option. Drank coffee. 2 cups. Energy. Hope. Contaminated mugs. 6 months. And 30 more men. Or regular customers. All using contaminated mugs. All accumulating lead. September 2020. 3 months exposure. First symptoms. David Martinez. Severe headaches. Daily. Constant. Dull throbbing. Took ibuprofen. Didn't help. Fatigue. Exhausted. Even after sleeping. Couldn't focus. Couldn't think clearly. Thought maybe age. Maybe stress. Maybe poor nutrition. Didn't seek medical care. No insurance. No money. No doctor. Just suffered. Worked through it. Tried to ignore it. James Wilson. Memory problems. Forgetting things. Where he put things. What he was doing. Thought maybe PTSD. Maybe alcohol damage. Brain fog. Confusion. Scary. But what could he do? No insurance. No doctor. Just lived with it. Tried to function. Tried to work. October 2020. 4 months exposure. More symptoms, more men. Michael Chen. Mood changes. Irritable. Angry. Short temper. Not like him. Usually calm. Patient. Now snapping at people. Getting in arguments. Didn't understand why. Felt out of control. Scary. But didn't connect to coffee. 2 mugs. To lead. Carlos Rodriguez. Tremors. Hand shaking. Slight at first. Barely noticeable. Then worse. Dropping things. Couldn't hold tool steady. Contractors noticed. Stopped hiring him. Can't use worker with shaky hands. He panicked. Lost work. Lost income. Tried to hide tremors. Couldn't. Got desperate. November 2020. 5 months exposure. 20 men showing symptoms. Some severe. Some moderate. All confused. All scared. They talked to each other. Hey, you feeling okay? Yeah, man. Headaches. Memory problems. Me to weird. All of us. What's going on? They noticed pattern. Same corner. Same time. Same coffee. Maybe coffee bad. Maybe food truck. They mentioned to Roberto. Hey man. Bunch of us getting sick. Headaches. Memory stuff. You think maybe the coffee? Roberto concerned. What? My coffee? Making you sick? I don't know. But lot of us. All sick. Same symptoms. He checked his supplies. Coffee beans. Fresh. Not expired. Water. Clean. From truck tank. Filtered. Food. Properly stored. Properly cooked. Everything seemed fine. He didn't think about mugs. Didn't think ceramic could be problem. Thought maybe coincidence. Maybe something else. Maybe they all getting sick from same place they're living. Same shelter. Same camp. Maybe flu. Maybe COVID. He didn't investigate. Didn't test anything. Told them. I don't know, man. Everything seems good. Maybe see doctor. But they didn't see doctors. No insurance. No money. Maybe free clinic. But free clinic's overwhelmed. COVID pandemic. Wait times hours. Days. And they needed to work. Needed to be at corner 5 a.m. Couldn't spend day waiting at clinic. So they suffered, worked through symptoms, self-medicated, ibuprofen, alcohol, whatever helped, tried to survive. Meanwhile, lead accumulating, damage worsening, neurological, irreversible. December 2020. 6 months exposure. Symptoms severe. 34 men affected, some hospitalized, emergency room. Visits, seizures, severe confusion, altered mental status, hospitals treated acute symptoms ran. Basic tests, nothing obvious. Discharged with diagnoses, dehydration, malnutrition, substance abuse, psychiatric issues, homeless patient, substance abuse history, mental illness. That explains everything, right? Nobody tested for heavy metals. Not standard, not routine, expensive, and these patients homeless. Day laborers, transient, probably won't follow up, probably won't pay. Why spend money on extensive testing? Treat acute, discharge. Move on. Now the 7 people who knew pieces. Putter into honor. Maria Sanchez, age 55. She made me her family's pottery business. 3 generations. Traditional methods. Traditional glazes. Lead oxide. Beautiful colors. She knew lead in glaze. But thought safe. It's what we've always used. It's tradition. Nobody in Mexico regulates. Nobody tests. Nobody complains. Customers love pottery. Buy it, use it. No problems. Or so she thought. She never knew about poisoning. Never received complaint. Never heard about day laborers. Never knew her mugs crossed border. Never knew they poisoned people. Still making pottery today. Same glazes. Same lead. Still dangerous. Still selling. Artisan Imports owner Carlos Martinez, age 47. He imported my batch. 500 mugs. Didn't test for lead. Too expensive. Small business. Tight margins. And Mexican pottery. Traditional. Cultural. Authentic. Must be safe. Sold them at swap meet. Desperate for cash. COVID losses. He didn't think about safety. Didn't consider testing. Just needed money. When he learned about poisoning January 2021, Health Department contacted him, tracked mugs to his company. He was shocked, horrified, but also defensive. How was I supposed to know? Mexican pottery. Traditional. Been made forever. I didn't know about lead. Nobody told me. And I'm small business. Can't afford testing. Bigger companies have resources. I don't. He faced fines, potential lawsuits, hired lawyer, claimed ignorance, no malicious intent. Small business struggling. Judge sympathetic. Fine $10,000. Probation. Required to test all imports. He paid. Changed practices. Moved on. Doesn't think about 34 men much. Roberto Silva, food truck owner, age 39. He bought mugs. Used them daily. Customers complained about getting sick. He checked supplies. Didn't check mugs. Didn't think ceramic could be problem. When investigation started, Health Department traced mugs to his truck. Tested them. High lead content. Roberto devastated. I poisoned my customers. People I cared about. People I tried to help. I feel terrible, but how was I supposed to know? Bought mugs at swap meet. Look nice. Look safe. Nobody told me to test. Nobody said handmade pottery dangerous. Health Department sympathetic. He victim too. Bought contaminated product unknowingly. Used it in good faith. No charges. Just required to destroy mugs. Stop using ceramics. Switch to paper. He did. But business suffered. Customers didn't trust him. Many stopped coming. Reputation destroyed. Lost income. Eventually closed truck. Couldn't recover. Lost livelihood. Lives with guilt. 34 men. I owe them. Trying to serve them. Trying to help them survive. I owe them. Multnomah County Health Department. Epidemiologist Lisa Park, age 38. Her job tracked disease patterns. Monitor outbreaks. December 2020. She noticed increase in neurological cases. Emergency rooms. Homeless adults. Altered mental status. Confusion, seizures. Unusual cluster. Should investigate. But she also thought homeless population. Substance abuse, mental illness. Probably not real outbreak. Probably just coincidence. High-risk population. Expected rates. She noted it. Flagged for monitoring. Didn't investigate. Didn't interview patients. Just watched numbers. If got much worse. If obvious outbreak, then act. But not yet. Not worth resources. She learned January 2021. After multiple hospitalizations. After seizures. After one man nearly died. Doctor called. Suspicious pattern. Please investigate. She did. Too late. 6 months exposure. 34 men poisoned. If she'd investigated December, 1 month earlier, some damage prevented, some men protected. She felt guilty. My bias. My assumptions. Homeless equals substance abuse equals expected illness. My assumptions hurt people. She filed self-critical report. Changed practices. Investigates everything now. Lies with knowledge. Her delay. Her bias. Cost men their cognitive function. Emergency room physicians. Multiple doctors. Multiple hospitals. They treated day laborers. Neurological symptoms, headaches, confusion, seizures, tremors. They diagnosed dehydration, malnutrition, substance abuse, psychiatric. They didn't test for heavy metals. Not routine, not standard. Expensive. These patients transient. Unlikely follow-up. Unlikely payment. Why extensive testing? Treat acute. Discharge. One doctor, Dr. Sarah Martinez, age 44. Emmanuel Hospital. She treated. 3 day laborers. November-December 2020. All neurological symptoms. All from 82nd and Division area. She thought briefly. Pattern. Same location. Same demographics. Should investigate. But also thought homeless population. Expected issues. Probably substance abuse. She didn't pursue. Didn't test. Didn't report. When she learned January 2021. Investigation. Lead poisoning. 3 of her patients. She felt terrible. I saw pattern. I dismissed it. Assumptions. Bias. Poor people. Homeless people. Their illness normal. Expected. Not worth investigating. Wrong. She reported to medical board. Self-report. Pattern recognition failure. Board reviewed. Reprimand. Duty to investigate. She accepted. Change practice. Never assumes. Always tests. Lives with guilt. FDA. Food and Drug Administration. Their job regulate food contact items. Set standards. Enforce limits. Lead in ceramic dishes regulated. 0.1 ppm limit. But enforcement weak. Imports. Handmade. Small batch. Slip through. No systematic testing. No border controls. Just complaints-based. Someone reports. Then investigate. Nobody reported my batch until after poisoning. 34 men sick. Then FDA investigated. Traced to Mexico. But part a small operation. Outside US jurisdiction. Can't enforce. Can't fine. Can't prosecute. Just added to database. Alert issued. Don't buy untested Mexican pottery. But damage done. 34 men poisoned. Other mugs from my batch out there. In homes, in restaurants, in gift shops. Still poisoning. Still dangerous. FDA can't track them all. Can't remove them all. System broken. Reactive. Not proactive. People poisoned. Then action. Prevention would require resources, testing, enforcement, budget constraints, limited staff. Reactive system. People pay price. Consumer Product Safety Commission CPSC. Their job monitor. Product safety. Issue recalls. Warn consumers. They learned about my batch January 2021. After investigation, after 34 men poisoned, they issued recall. Voluntary. Can't force artisan. Imports contacted. Remove from market. Recall distributed mugs. But how? 500 mugs. Sold to various people. Swap meets, markets. Gift shops. No tracking. No records. No way to reach buyers. Recall announcement posted website. Press release sent. But day laborers don't check CPSC website. Don't read press releases. Don't know what CPSC is. Recall ineffective. Maybe 50 mugs recovered. 450 still out there. Still poisoning. CPSC knows. Can't do more. System limits. Voluntary compliance. No enforcement. No way to track. Just hope people hear. Hope people check. Hope people respond. But they don't. Invisible people don't see warnings. Don't receive alerts. Keep using dangerous products. Keep getting poisoned. They sent me here. Item 14. Not just for 34 day laborers I poisoned. Not just for men trying to survive. Trying to work. Trying to escape poverty. For exposing how invisible workers treated. How disposable. How their health doesn't matter. Day laborers. Standing on corners. 5 a.m. Rain. Cold. Heat. Hoping for work. Hoping for chance. Society sees them. Sees corner. Sees men. Looks away. Uncomfortable. Inconvenient. Invisible. When they get sick. When they show symptoms. When they need help. Dismissed. Substance abuse. Poor health. Expected. When investigation finally happens. When poisoning discovered. When lead confirmed. System response. Barely. Weak enforcement. Ineffective recalls. No accountability. No prosecution. No compensation. Just 34 men with permanent brain damage. Lost memory. Lost cognitive function. Lost opportunity to escape poverty. Because lead poisoning destroys brain. Especially adult brains exposed chronically. Neural damage. Irreversible. They were trying to work. Trying to survive. Trying to improve. Lead poisoning took that away. Took their mental capacity. Took their ability to learn. To remember. To function. Trapped them in poverty. Permanently. And 7 people could have prevented it. 7 people who knew pieces. Maria Potter uses lead, doesn't test tradition. Carlos Importer doesn't test small business can't afford. Roberto food truck buys cheap, doesn't check ceramics. Lisa epidemiologist sees cluster dismisses homeless expected. Dr. Martinez sees pattern dismisses. Substance abuse assumption. FDA regulates but can't enforce reactive, not proactive. CPSC recalls. But can't track voluntary, ineffective. 7 people. 7 opportunities. 7 failures. 34 men permanently damaged. Trying to work. Trying to survive. Trying to escape poverty. Lead poisoning trapped them. Destroyed their brains. Stole their futures. If this story made you think about day laborers, good. Next time you see them. On corner. Before dawn. Waiting for work. Remember, they're humans. They're trying. They're vulnerable. They deserve safety. They deserve health. They deserve to drink coffee without being poisoned. They deserve to work without being damaged. They deserve visibility. They deserve investigation. They deserve protection. Write in comments. Have you seen day laborers? Have you thought about their safety? Have you considered their humanity? Hit like button. Subscribe to Spoony and Friends. Season 5. 25 episodes. 5 vulnerable populations. All invisible. All poisoned. All dismissed. All forgotten. Thank you for watching. Check handmade pottery. Test ceramics. Question cheap imports. Report symptoms, because invisible workers matter. Disposable people are humans, and lead poisoning destroys more than bodies, destroys minds, destroys futures, destroys any chance of escape.